Hello everybody, Tajri on the Guy 3 here, and welcome back to Pokemon Sun and Moon Anime Reviews. Today we'll be doing the review of Episode 8. This episode is titled, Who's in Charge of the Egg? This episode, oh man, a lot of cool stuff happened in this episode, I gotta say, honestly. And with this review, I am officially caught up now. I don't have to play catch up anymore. I'm finally caught up to all those weeks that I missed. So now I'm officially caught up in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So yeah, now we're back at the area that we need to be. Also, in last review, in the review of episode 7, a lot of people told me, well, one person commented, but a lot of people on Twitter and stuff told me that the move Litten was trying to use was Ember. First of all, that's a really powerful looking Ember attack. Second of all, the only reason I didn't know was for two reasons. One, the first time I watched this episode was in the raw version. The second time around, I watched it, but it was so long ago because if you all remember, I was late to doing that review. I ended up doing that review this week instead of last week when the episode actually came out. So, yeah, it was so long I forgot, and plus I knew Litten can learn, like, this move where it hawks up like a fire hairball or whatever. It's kind of gross, but kind of cool, because it's a cat. But, yeah, so I just forgot, and like I said, that's a very powerful-looking Ember attack. It was kind of big for an Ember attack. But whatever. So, with all of that said, we're all caught up. Also, I did a commentary on episode 8, this particular episode I'm reviewing right now, with KG Prestige. I'll send a link in the description, and this time the episode is uploaded. He did upload the commentary, so I will be putting it in this link and the link of the review of episode 7, so it'll be available in 2 spots, plus I've retweeted it on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you haven't. So, with all the announcements out of the way, plot summary. The episode begins with Togen and Maru just being really hyper. Like, it's just bouncing around all over the walls. It's kind of funny to see Ash just get hit in the middle of all of this. Like I said, it's kind of sad that Ash has to be comic foil now that we've lost our comic foil. But it is funny just at the very same to see Ash just get hit by it out of nowhere. Now, as far as comic foil, I'm not uncomfortable with Ash being the slapstick of comedy. Because they did it in the Gotta Catch 'Em All series, or the Kanto region, or whatever people like to call it. I call it the Gotta Catch 'Em All series. So in the very beginning, he was slapstick for a lot of things. Like, he got pinched by crabbies, he got beat up, he got thrown around. Like, that's nothing that I'm disappointed in. What I am disappointed in is, though, that we have a whole cast of characters and nobody else is going to serve to be the comic foil. Ash is the only one, which secludes him and makes him the Clement of this series, even though he's not Clement. Technically, Sophocles would be Clement, but whatever. After all that's said and done, Lily almost ends up touching Togen and Maru, which leads to the whole touching Pokemon phenomenon. Then Samson Oak calls everybody into his office so that they could, take an egg. One of the eggs that Samson Oak will be doing for research that Ash got from the Kanto region when he got here, and the other egg is the egg that they can end up keeping, and using as a lesson. You know how in some classes it's like, yo, I need you all to take care of this egg. If you take care of this egg, it's a way to learn how to take care of a Pokemon or something. Like, it's one of those deals. And the one thing I'm curious about is why would Principal Samson Oak leave the students potentially the new egg that they brought rather than keep that one to do research over it? Because Ash brought that one specifically for that purpose. Whereas in the other one, it's clear what that one's, I'm sorry if you guys don't know, it's clear what that one's gonna hatch into if you've looked at the poster. If not, it's kinda clear. But anyway, with that all said and being done, Lily, all the students get together and they decide Lily's the best person to take care of the egg, since it'll help her, learn how to touch Pokemon and get close to them, because she really loves Pokemon, she just can't touch them for some reason. Or she doesn't like to touch them. They've touched her before, but she just freaks out. So, with that said, Lily ends up heading home. Now, the thing about this is where the games and anime differ. Lily stays with Professor Kukui in the video games. However, since Ash is filling in that role, Lily ends up staying in her own place, which is the Lap of Luxury. It's this big, huge, rich mansion, and their butler's even named James, coincidentally, because our James is rich. And, yeah. Anyway, so there's a Salandit also, but he comes later. But anyway, so when Ash is sort of chilling at Lily's place, we can see that Lily loves Pokemon, and then we also see the big reveal picture that everybody probably wants me to talk about. The picture with Lily, her brother Gladian, and Lusamine. If you haven't played the video games, go ahead and play it before you even go any further into this review. Play it and then come back. I know, I'm sorry that I say it like it's that simple to do, but if you don't know who Gladian and Lusamine is, play the video game and you'll have a better description of who they are. But long story short, apparently Lily's holding a Pokemon in that picture, so the story goes, she used to be able to hold Pokemon. Then she went somewhere with her mother, something happened, and now she can't touch Pokemon anymore. A very dark and potentially large story arc to go to in Lily's character that we just grazed over, but I'm glad we grazed over it. That's not a bad thing. And the reason that that's not a bad thing is because it gives us something to look forward to, because it's like, guys, come on, it's the 8th episode. I don't expect to be digging for plots so quickly. Anyway, Ash tries to get a lot of his Pokemon to touch Lily, and they do, but she ends up freaking out. So then after that, Ash learns that there's a battlefield, and the butler, James, ends up battling him. This is where we get to see Oricorio Pom-Pom fight off against Ash's Rowlet, and Rowlet's shown to be pretty damn strong in the anime, and this is where we actually get to see some animation here, because this is finally a Pokemon battle after so long, and I'm talking about a battle between two trainers, just a flat-out one-on-one battle. And it looks good. The battle animations are fluid, it looks nice use of music. So everything's all good said, done there. And Mallow ends up coming in later, and when she ends up joining with Ash and the others, because she couldn't come earlier because something came up at her job, she got off early and she's joining with Ash and the others. When she ends up, she doesn't interrupt the battle, but she's just in the middle of it when it happens. They go back inside the mansion and realize that Lily is about to get attacked by a Salandit because the Salandit wants to eat the egg. Ash and them come in, Ash and James use Pikachu, Rowlet, and Oricorio and hit the Salandit. The Salandit scurries out of the way and he runs away, and that's basically the end of it. But the one thing to pull out of this entire situation is that Lily held on to the egg, because at first she was even afraid to touch the egg, specifically because, yeah, it's not a Pokemon, but it was like there was a living Pokemon inside of it, so even it moving freaked her out. But she held the egg in order to protect it, which brought a layer of growth to Lily, because it was like, okay, Lily's comfortable with at least touching the egg. So it's a step, baby steps. Because she still can't touch a Pokemon. When she tries to touch a Pokemon, she freaks out still. But baby steps, like we said. So when that's all said and done, Lily's at comfort knowing that she can hold the egg and she was going to protect the egg. And if you watch the ending, they even updated to the point where she's holding the egg in the ending thing now. So she's become more like a mother to this egg. And with that said, the episode ends. Great character development on Lily's part. This was probably one of the most plot-based episodes in the entire series, but that's only because of Lily and the backstory that you know of her. Because Lily not being able to touch Pokemon is actually a pretty big deal, only because we see in the story that she used to be able to touch Pokemon before. It'd be different if she just never touched Pokemon in her life, but this shows that she actually did. The next episode will be the totem Pokemon is Gumshoe. See you all then. Tyrone the God 3 out.